It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.
Hey guys, Tyler here. I kinda sound like an old man when I say this out loud, but back in my days when I was a wee little yad. Well yeah, basically I never grew up on like stuff like Discord. As a matter of fact, the only way I used to chat with people in the past was basically services like Skype. Now Skype, for those who cannot remember, is like some sort of calling service whatever, or chat whatever, where basically you can get some sort of contacts, you chat that way. And of course, it was acquired by Microsoft, and it has been revealed that Microsoft also spies on our data. Also, they use the Kinect camera to spy on this whole entire customer base for data purposes to have some sort of research. Oh yes, I remember Skype. Such lovely time to get spied on. Nowadays, it seems as though that people have a personal preference towards Discord. At least to my understanding, it used to be like gaming oriented. Now, not so much anymore because anybody could just use Discord. And so Discord has replaced Skype because apparently, at least it used to be, all about having your own personal servers without having to worry about your information being spied on. You can pick your own monitors and so on for the Discord. It was basically used as a bastion for like free speech for, communication and not being spied on by big tech. However, not so long ago, the mainstream media had launched a campaign against Discord, claiming that by having Discord, it makes people more radicalized.
Before white supremacists, neo-Nazis, and white nationalists marched in Charlottesville, Virginia in August, they were organizing behind a computer screen. And a lot of that organizing happened through a messaging service called Discord, which was originally created to connect video game players to one another. This is just the latest in the long-running shared history between the gaming community and the alt-right.
Honestly, this is not the first time I heard this pipeline argument used before, because I used to see videos all the time, at least 2 years back, where basically people were making this type of argument that somehow if you speak out against social justice and watch YouTubers who speak out against social justice, does prove that they want to turn you into alt-righters. The problem with this type of argumentation is that it assumes that people somehow lack some sort of agency. Believe it or not, for cases for Discord, monitors of course can just check up on the people who are in the Discord, and obviously they could just block out the people and clean up the chat spaces for those who are more extreme. And so this whole entire idea that somehow Discord is hosting all these sort of Nazis and whatnot, number one, some of the circumstances of course is that basically some people just want to be edgy. They're not really Nazis per se, it's just they want to be edgy for the sake of being edgy. And number two, like I said earlier, anybody, of course, could just block people or just leave anytime they feel uncomfortable. So you're not really forced to spend time listening to some sort of far-right person if you don't want to. That's not how it works. It's the same thing with YouTube. Although you guys click on my video, and although sometimes they recommend videos that are similar to mine, of course, am not guilty of somehow pushing people into becoming far-right people just because they recommend other videos, but I digress. Years later, at the initial reports that was done by the mainstream media, it seemed as though that Discord has decided to take action and to become more anti-racist per se. Hate and racism has no place at Discord. That's why we're continuing to invest in the people, tools, and technology. We need to be inclusive of all the communities we serve. Our work on this is never done. Hate has no place on Discord, but most communication services do. We regularly have to contend with people using Discord to promote hate and to abuse others on our platform. As we've grown as a company, we are continuing to invest in our trust and safety and policy teams and explore new tools to combat this type of content. Our goal is, and will continue to make Discord hostile to white supremacists, racists, and other groups who seek to use Discord for evil. Yes, Discord, let's just try to ban all those people who make these sort of edgy jokes and make sure that obviously that we need to fight white supremacy even though edgy jokes are just meant to be just jokes. And also, aren't you guys, caught at actually having pedophiles on your services? Yet you guys don't do a damn thing about it? So yeah, talk about priorities when it comes down to this issue. You guys rather go after these sort of edgy jokesters in comparison to the pedophiles on your services. So yeah, nice job on the priorities. Earlier this month, for instance, Discord announced that we acquire Centrophy, an AI-based software focused on fighting abuse and harassment online. Together with the Centrophy team, we are working to bolster our efforts to combat abuse and harassment on Discord, expand the technologies we use to identify and remove bad content, and continue to grow our team focused on these issues. Our combined efforts will allow us to continue to tailor our multi-label content moderation efforts so that they can work for all of our communities. Oh yeah, this is definitely not going to be abused, guys. Not going to be abused in the slightest, you see, because everybody knows that the AI is just so reliable on detecting actual hate in comparison to people. So yes, this is totally not, going to be abused in some short way or fashion. Now, not to mention, of course, isn't that the whole entire point of Discord? Of course, I don't use Discord a lot myself. I sometimes seldomly using it. However, at the same time, I thought the whole entire purpose of Discord is that the people themselves choose the monitors to actually fight out whatever kind of bad stuff actually happens, to set their own personal rules and regulation. That is actually the ultimate freedom for people to do that kind of stuff. And yet somehow you guys are actually spitting in the face on why people are pretty much using you guys to begin with. How nice. Using our reach and scale to promote justice, as we stated last year, as a platform used by hundreds of millions of people around the world, we have a responsibility to use our reach to help those use their voices to advocate for change and support civic engagement and social justice. We continue to explore ways to use Discord and our blog to bring awareness of anti-racist causes and encourage concrete action. For instance, we publish resources to fight and discrimination towards the AAPI community, highlighted Black community leaders on Discord, and share ways in which Discord is supporting the LGBTQ+ community during Pride Month. Oh yes, let's continue to donate money to these sort of anti-racist causes like Black Lives Matter, because you see, Black Lives Matter totally have not, of course, just increased racial tensions across the whole entire years ever since it started back in 2013, or how the ideas of just anti-racism actually cause more racism because apparently past discrimination just justify future discrimination. Oh no, you see, it's best for us to show how not racist we are by ironically just donating causes that actually increase racial tensions. Acting to train, hire, and retain unrepresented people. We strongly believe that to effect change inside Discord, we need dedicated focus and accountability on these issues at a leadership level. To do that purpose, in early 2021, we hired Emily Newgren, they them. Okay, here we go with the they them pronouns as our new head of inclusion, diversity, and purpose. Emily is focusing on a team on equity and social justice to ensure our efforts are built into the fabric of our organization as we grow. Yeah, somebody with the name Emily is kind of very hard to identify that person as just a woman. In my personal world, I only recognize 3 pronouns, you see. He, him, she, her, and if I don't recognize you at all, it's an it, because you must be some sort of it if I cannot recognize you. So yeah, sorry, I don't recognize pronouns after she, her, he, him, and an it. As a fast-growing startup, we are prioritizing hiring and scaling the team. At the same time, we want to ensure we're hiring the most diverse and qualified candidates. We're also actively exploring ways to recruit and train talent from unrepresented groups at all levels, not just entry level. In particular, we are committed to increasing Black and Latinx representation at all levels, including in leadership, and ensuring more women in positions of leadership, particularly in our tech teams. If you guys actually took the time to look at the data, you'll find that most Latinos, that's right, Latinos, or just Latin people, if you want to be like more inclusive, don't necessarily approve of that word. As a matter of fact, they actually prefer to be called beaner than to be called that word. So yeah, good job at trying to, represent like those kind of people by calling them the wrong name. Also, this whole entire idea of hiring people just because they happen to be a minority, just because they happen to be underrepresented, that's kind of stupid to me. Because if I was hired on the sole basis because I'm black, I would actually be against that whole entire thing. Because honestly, if I'm putting my application down and actually waiting for some sort of boss to check my application, I of course want to be hired based entirely off of my meritocracy, my skill level. And so, when you're hiring me solely under my skin color, that to me is like the most racist thing you could possibly do. And it's also like the most sexist thing you could possibly do, because you also said that you want to have more women in tech. Well, guess what? It's all personal choices. Some people have different interests in life and don't want to work in tech. And so just because a group is underrepresented doesn't mean it's somehow sexist, somehow racist, somehow X kind of buzzword, because ultimately in it's their own personal choices. So ladies and gentlemen, that was the entire article. Of course, to finish it all off, Discord wanted to be more inclusive and diverse by like equity and just hiring people based upon their race and their skin color. Apparently, they want to have some sort of AI to detect people who are making hateful comments. So yeah, it seems as though that Discord want to be less free for the users. Maybe it's me, but I find the whole entire idea that these sort of big companies controlling your speech to be quite scary. Because with the case of YouTube, if you say the wrong thing, you don't get money for your videos, or worse, you get shut down and your channel will get deleted. For Discord, you too cannot, of course, say whatever without any sort of consequences that are dire on that service. And so it seems as though that, of course, Twitter too, you cannot say certain things either. So there seems as though that every single day, little by little, there's like very little free speech on the internet. And that to me is scary. It also does not help, of course, that people like Joe Biden openly stating they're teaming up with Facebook to put down posts that are, questioning the whole entire coronavirus vaccine and stuff. That kind of stuff is scary to me. It's kind of like something you see in a sci-fi novel or like a sci-fi movie like Blade Runner or whatever. And so with each increasing day, I honestly, I'm afraid about what we're going to see in the future from here on out when it comes down to free speech on the internet. But I digress. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. He's your only black friend, so he's your best black friend. I wouldn't trade him for another black friend, because black friends are rare, as you should be aware. He smiles like Richard Pryor, so just sit and stare. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.